Hey there, Hannah here. Welcome to Behind the Song of Yellow House. If you didn't know, I've been breaking down each song on my new EP, Heartbreak City, and telling you the inspiration, the backstory, the writing process, recording process, and all that fun stuff. So last week we went over my song 20-something Age, and the next song is Yellow House. I've got my yellow shirt, I've got my yellow candle, we're ready to go. So I wrote Yellow House on December 25th of 2018. I was sick and I wasn't able to go to my family Christmas in the evening, and so I was just home alone, and I guess I got bored and wandered over to the piano, and that's where I wrote Yellow House. So the history of this song is kind of a long one. Like I've said before, if I have a hook idea or a title idea, I put it down on my phone in my notes and then eventually come back to it. And I had the idea for Yellow House as a title pretty much when I first started dating this specific person it's about. I don't know what struck me about this title or why I even thought of it, but I thought it sounded cool. So I had it on my phone for a long time, but I didn't write it until way later. In fact, I tried to write this song probably 3 times and would get halfway through maybe and didn't like it, or I'd write the whole thing and I was like, this is garbage, and I would just literally trash it. So it took a long time to get here. It took at least a year, at least. My memory's kind of bad. So on the night that I wrote it, like I said, I was at the piano and I was like, you know what, let's write a song. I'm bored. And I went to my notes and I kind of scrolled through, and I guess where I stopped, I saw Yellow House, and I was like, let's try to write that again. Let's try. We'll probably fail, but let's try again. So I just started at the beginning of the verse and literally wrote the song in one take. I've mentioned this before, but I just played through the entire thing. Maybe some of it was mumbling, maybe some of it just made absolutely no sense, but I wrote the entire concept in one take and then took a few minutes after that to go through and fix the little mumbles, or if I just said something that was stupid. So this song took maybe 6 minutes, maybe. And after I wrote it, I still didn't think it was anything special. I was like, okay, another failed attempt at writing this stupid song, Yellow House. I gotta be done. Clearly I can't write this song. But every time I write a song, I will record it as a voice memo right after, just so that I remember it, because my memory sucks. And I decided to keep the voice memo anyway, just in case. So a few months later, I was just kind of going through my voice memos and songs that I've written. I do that pretty frequently because I write a lot of songs and I forget what I write. And I stumbled upon Yellow House and I was like, okay, let's listen. And it made me super emotional for some reason. Obviously, I was well past whatever the situation was, but I felt like it really took me back to exactly how I was feeling in those moments. So then I was like, well, maybe I succeeded at the Yellow House. Maybe it's not cursed. Maybe I got it this time. And I played it for my sister and my mom, and both of them were bawling. I was like, are we okay? I was kind of blown away that it connected with them and that I had succeeded at writing Yellow House. So yeah, especially after I played it for my sister and my mom, I was like, I've got a good one. And then I've been super attached to it ever since. So in some cases, writing at the time of the occurrence, so in this case the heartbreak, writing at the time of the heartbreak can be super therapeutic. You're getting your emotions out, you're finally realizing how you feel, you're getting rid of the negative energy and all that. And sometimes you're just so overwhelmed by all of the emotions, it's not even possible to have a coherent thought, and that's kind of how I was. So that's another reason I think that it took so long to get this song done. The backstory, this one's a lot. I was dating a guy in high school and he lived in a yellow house. Shocker. So obviously things didn't work out or the song wouldn't be so sad, but this relationship, granted, we were young, so it's, whatever. It was just super back and forth and toxic and just so emotionally draining that it's insane. He did things that were absolutely unforgivable at the time. Obviously now it doesn't matter, but at the time I was severely broken because of this person and their actions. So yeah, I was really broken, and for a long time. And I know earlier I said like, oh, it was high school, it's nothing. That doesn't mean that in the moment though, those feelings feel like the end of the world, and they're still real feelings. Just because you're young and have no idea what else is to come and the other heartbreaks that are to come doesn't mean you still can't feel pain. So this song was kind of my way of, once I'd finally processed everything that had happened and had some clarity for myself, this is my way of kind of telling the person I still cared about him, and I really felt like I left a piece of myself in that house. They were very formative years and very tough lessons I had to learn at a young age, and it gave me some closure that I needed. And it just felt like a huge weight off of my chest, honestly. All right, the recording process. So I knew I wanted this song to be a piano ballad. I had created, again, my own rough demo at the time. It's like so pathetic compared to these final products, it's insane. But I had it just piano, and then when I went in the studio, I told my engineer Aaron, I was like, I just want it to be piano and that's it. And he was like, well, what if we added like some strings in there? And I was like, okay, I think you're on something. So Will Carmack did the piano for the song, and he absolutely killed it. I can't explain the way it makes me feel when I hear the introduction of the song. Chills. So we did end up adding MIDI for the cello and the strings, but they're so faint. I personally could never have been able to tell if those were MIDI. If you don't know, MIDI is like electronic instruments. I took a whole semester long class over MIDI, and I still couldn't even tell you what it stands for. So, education. So one thing that I think was really cool about recording Yellow House was I used a picture. This was the first day in the studio. I had just done the vocals for Two Left Feet, which is about my current boyfriend, and it's a super happy song, super sweet song, and gets me feeling like this, all smiley and giddy. And I had like 2 minutes to like switch over to record the vocals for Yellow House, which is the complete opposite. It's a sad, I miss you, I feel like I'm dying, I need to be emotional kind of vibe. And also because these emotions were from like years and years and years and years and years ago, I was like, I don't know if I can get there to where it's portrayed how I want it to be. I don't want it to sound like I'm trying to be sad and trying to be emotional. I wanted it to sound authentic. So I made a decision. There is one picture that exists, to my knowledge, there is one picture that exists of me and this person. And I haven't had it on my phone probably since it was taken, but my mother, who has every photo ever taken of me on her phone, had it, and she was in the studio with me that day. And I took her phone and I had the picture in the vocal booth with me, and I took maybe like 1 minute to just kind of stare at it. So creepy. I took like a minute to just like stare at it and like really try to transport back there. It really worked. I literally felt like I went back to being 18 or however old I was when I wrote the song and was just dying to tell these words to him. It was kind of creepy. I did show that in the Making of Heartbreak City video that I posted last week. Obviously I covered up his face because he deserves privacy. I obviously am not trying to be malicious and like put his face out there and have people be mean to him or attack him or whatever. I just thought it was a really cool detail that helped me when I was recording the song. And again, I don't think literally anyone has seen that photo either, except like my mom and me and him. So obviously, again, I'm not trying to be malicious. I'm not trying to out this person. I have every right to write what I want and to release what I want, but to respect his privacy, it's absolutely not my place to show who it is and whatnot. All right, I think that's it. this was super fun. I hope that y'all enjoyed and liked all the details and stuff. I felt like I had a lot for this song. So make sure you like this video if you liked it, and check out my acoustic version of Yellow House that I posted just a few days ago. I will link it down below. And if you still haven't checked out my EP Heartbreak City, what are you doing? I'm just kidding, but if you haven't checked it out, please do. I'll link it down below as well. You can listen on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Google Play, Pandora, everywhere, basically. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. I'm so nervous. My fat knees. Whew. Am I rolling? If I have done all of this without filming, I'm gonna be really mad. Okay, it's filming. Okay. Ugh. Blech. Blech.